There's Joe. I guess we're all here and it is 5 o'clock. So hang on a second. Let me shut that off. All right. Let's go ahead and call Parks and Public Works meeting to order. Please note attendance of council, administration, and staff members present. And let's go ahead and proceed into the agenda. First item is the approval of the minutes. I have no comments in regards to the minutes. You have any? Joe, are you okay with the minutes? All right, so we'll go ahead and approve the minutes as presented in the package. With that, we'll move on to agenda bill. Let me get this up here. Move on to agenda bill AB 23001, awarding the Kimball Creek Lift Station improvements.
And I will introduce Andrew Vining, who's going to take you through this agenda bill.
Thanks, Mike. Good evening, Parks and Public Works Committee. So this agenda bill seeks to award a contract for the Kimball Creek Lift Station improvements. These improvements are a sub-project of a larger water reclamation facility phase 3 improvements. And the project will upgrade one pump and all the electrical equipment at the Snoqualmie, the Kimball Creek Lift Station located at the bottom of Snoqualmie Parkway. This lift station is the largest in the city and it pumps all wastewater from Snoqualmie Ridge and downtown across Snoqualmie River to the headworks of the treatment facility. The intent of this project is to increase efficiency at the reclamation facility and replace aging electrical gear with more modern equipment. The current pumps result in flow spikes, which slam the reclamation facility during periods of low flow, such as summer and nighttime hours. Joan, if you could jump to Exhibit 2. It's Exhibit 2 of the agenda bill shows these flow spikes in blue, which is the instantaneous flow. Every single one of those flow spikes is associated with pumps and aeration system throttling up and down to keep up with those higher flows. The improvements will improve the controls at the lift station to flatten the blue curves, bring them more in line with the green curves, which is a 2-hour flow average, and reduce the overall wear and improve efficiency at the lift station and the treatment plant. So this project was advertised to contractors for bidding on November 14th. We received 4 bids. The lowest bid was from Pease & Sons for $1,231,307, including tax, which is 5% below the engineer's estimate. The project is currently scheduled for construction in spring 2024. This long schedule is a result of very long lead times on the electrical gear. Early bidding and contracting this project will allow the improvements to be operational prior to October 2024, and staff recommend awarding the project to the low bidder, Pease & Sons, Inc.
And then, okay.
It was an exciting bid. We actually, I don't know if, probably didn't notice, but number 2 was, I think, 0.5% higher than the low bidder. So we had some very competitive bidding.
Was it blind? The bidding was. But the competitors didn't see each other's bids when they were.
No.
So that speaks to honest bidding.
Yes. We're all present when we open bids. So we do a public bid open.
Okay. Good. Well, that's encouraging.
I think I'm pretty sure by law, you have to do closed bid and then open all at the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and the overall wastewater facility has a budget of 15. We've already expended or expected to spend a little over $1 million, about $1.2 million. And this contract is another $1.2 million on top of that. Plus with the 158 we'll talk about in a minute, that still leaves us $12.7 million The only question I have in regards, I understand the engineering bid, and that's all fantastic. Did we have a breakout of the $15 million, or how much this was expected to be of that original $15 million?
Yeah, I thought that question might come up. So in the, and Drew, if you can chime in if I missed something, but in the transition from the from the last CIP to the current CIP, we combined a number of wastewater projects, including the Kimball Creek lift station improvements, into a single water reclamation facility phase 3. So I do have the numbers from the previous CIP, and we estimated for the construction costs alone was a $1,245,988. So
okay, so we're in ballpark.
Yeah, we added some inflation with the updated CIP. So I think we are ballpark.
Cool.
Chair, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
The combination of these projects, was that purely for budgetary reasons, or are we saving money by combining projects in some way?
Yeah, we saved money through the design was combined. So all of the projects are either located at the reclamation facility, or in this case, it's not at the reclamation facility, but it directly impacts the reclamation facility because all those flows we saw are going straight to the
So
plant.
It makes sense to combine those projects then.
The design was combined, yeah. In this case, we do have a separate construction phase because it's a different site, but it's all bundled under the same design consultant and contract. So there is some savings with having that single contract there.
Don't gloss over that. I want to hear about all the savings.
Okay, but this is a project in the current CIP for the fiscal period we're talking about. It is coming in under current engineer's estimate as well as original, coming within range of original project estimate in last year's CIP or pre-biennial CIP. This is also the lowest bidder of the responding bidders. Okay. Still 1.2 million. So I recommend we move it forward to council with a recommendation to approve, but it's non-consent just because of the dollar figure.
That makes sense. I mean, can we save money by getting a certified pre-owned pump station, or maybe asking people to go to the bathroom at 3:30 in the morning? It seems like a good time, according to the, no, we can't. Okay, all right. Well, we'll go with your plan then.
That'll be planned.
No, you could put some retention at this place to further smooth that out, I would think, but you're really managing it by calculating when to turn it on versus having the automatic system just kick on, empty it, and then shut off for a while.
The pumps are sized for peak flow events, 11 in the morning when everyone's doing laundry, rain events. We're going to put a smaller pump in there. One of the 3 pumps will be smaller and on a variable speed drive. So it doesn't have a high speed and a low speed. It has, there's a big gray area where it can throttle up and throttle down and adjust to what's coming in. The other big aspect is the electrical gear is 25 years old and it communicates back to the treatment plant, but the treatment plant can't communicate to the lift station. So
that's no good.
Yeah, by having that added communication, we can improve the controls of the facility. So.
Okay. Sorry, my mind bunny trailed. Okay.
Just one more point for your list of points would be that this is a very competitive bid. There were 4 participants, and that's rare lately to get that many bids.
Yeah. True. Okay. Cool. Joe, you okay with the recommendation?
Yeah, I would have been fine with consent too, because this feels so almost textbook, almost too good. But yes, I'm fine with the recommendation as it is.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next agenda bill. I believe is
Thank you, Mr.
AB
Vining.
23002. See if I can get down to that beast.
Want another introduction?
No.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be
I
as
don't know
well.
why you went back.
So this agenda bill, AB 23002, is an amendment to the RH2 Services Consulting Agreement. It relates to the Kimball Creek Lift Station project. It will amend the consultant agreement to include engineering support services during construction and programming of the new improvements at the Kimball Creek Lift Station. This is the second amendment to the RH2 Services Agreement. The original contract with RH2 included the full design of the Kimball Creek project. The first amendment in August 2022 included engineering services during bidding of the Kimball Creek improvements. And this second amendment will provide the services during construction of the Kimball Creek lift station improvements. So the total amendment cost is $158,000. And the next steps for this project would be reviewing submittals submitted by the contractor. That would involve some engineering support services to review those submittals. And we want to start that process soon. I mentioned in the last agenda bill, but the electrical gear for this project, well, for all projects, has a really long lead time. We're seeing 70 weeks for motor controls to arrive. So that's why this project, we bid it now, we'll contract it now, but it's going to go to construction in spring of 2024.
You said 70 weeks, right?
Correct.
Wow. Yeah. Year and a half. About. And this one is professional services. They've already done the initial contract, so we're just extending them from design and bid package support to construction support.
And programming. So
and programming.
Yeah.
SCADA.
Yes, SCADA, which is, they do electrical improvements. It changes how it's operated. And then we update the program that controls the lift station. Our consultant does that.
Okay. Now, so those are there other things to come on this, or will this be, barring unforeseen changes, whatever, this completes this station?
This would essentially complete it. There may be some as-built works for doing as-builts at the end, but that would be bundled in with probably the water reclamation facility as-builts at the very end. So closeout and as-builts is usually the final amendment.
Okay.
We do have the original contract laid out all the proposed tasks in the future, which is helpful. We're kind of following a roadmap with what was expected in that original contract.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I don't know what an as-built is, but I trust that it's a thing that we got to pay for.
Like building wood furniture, it never really goes together the way you drew it out. So then you go back and say, this is how it really went together.
Talking to a guy with 5 mismatched Billy bookcases.
There you go. I have a Billy bookcase that I had to cut down the middle, put back together. So yes, the as-built would be the narrower Billy bookshelf.
All right.
Councilman Johnson, any questions from your side?
No questions.
All right.
I have to cry about it.
This one is just 160,000. So our recommendation, let's shorten time. Let's move this one forward with a recommendation to approve, but keep it on consent.
Yep.
Any objection, Councilman Johnson?
Consent.
All right. Stop it. All right, thank you. We'll move that one forward. And to answer your other question, are there any pop-up discussion items?
We we've been playing with Mother Nature lately.
Haven't we all?
We had a nice little ice storm. We weathered it pretty well. We kept the parkway open. We kept the 202 open. People really helped us out by staying home for the freezing rain. That was by far the smartest thing that people could do, and they did. And we are extremely grateful because even though our equipment was prepared and we had people standing by ready to go, it still would have been dangerous. And there's no need to needlessly endanger people's lives for that sort of stuff. As soon as it was safe, our staff went out there and took care of business. We had trees down across the place. In fact, I think we're still getting calls. People are coming home and finding it. Phil and Jason have been running around taking care of that. January's happened, so we stood up a new division. We now have an urban forestry and stormwater division. It has one employee, Phil. He applied for and got the nod to be the superintendent for that division. So we're in the process of recruiting for the urban forester position. And actually we did settle one other. We had two 50-50 street storm employees who are now 100% street and storm. And Kevin Halbert stepped up to take the storm position. So it's Phil and Kevin in there right now. I'm taking care of business in that division. We will be beginning to de-holiday the downtown as time permits here with the goal of having them down by the end of the month. The lights up on the ridge are going to stay there till the end of February, just to help out the merchants at their request. And as you can see, we have big time wind gusts, so I'm sure it's going to be a long night for some of the guys.
Yeah, you're about to get some more trees.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that, unless there are additional agenda items or discussions, we can adjourn and you can get off the badminton.
Well, there we go. Hey, great job, Mr. Chambliss. Nice work keeping everything running. This is the first time in the time that I've lived here that I've seen people ice skating in the street. That was incredible. Well done.
Yeah, my daughter met her friend on Parkway. She was able to walk next to the sidewalks up until the intersections. And then she literally crawled across the intersections until she got to Parkway. I'm like, really? You had to go that bad, did you? And just stay home. But all right.
That was a 28-hour day on 2 hours sleep for me.
Wow.
When I got home, I went to bed. And when I woke up, I didn't realize that the freezing rain had